good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on MTV Sports. I'm Shanali De Silva. We start off with a look at your headlines. Minister Basil Rajapaksa says that the Indo-Sri Lanka Accord did not create provisions for separate provincial police forces. Government medical health officers in the central province launch a strike. Russian prosecutors requests Alexei Navalny to be freed pending appeal. And now for the news in detail. Minister of Economic Development Basil Rajapaksa says that Sri Lanka would never risk a provincial government forming its own army through devolved police powers. The minister made this comment during an interview with The Hindu newspaper. Speaking to the Hindu newspaper, Minister Basil Rajapaksa said that devolving police power would actually amount to going against the Indo-Sri Lanka Accord of 1987. The minister had also noted that the Indo-Lanka Accord calls for government to use the same organizations and mechanisms for law enforcement and security in the northern and eastern provinces as in the rest of the country. The minister said that this means that there could not be more than one police force for the whole country. Accordingly, the minister had pointed out that police powers had to be with one police and there should be no separate mechanism. Moving on to more local stories, government medical officers of the central province have commenced a strike. The strike action was launched in protest against the negative remarks made by the governor of the central province at doctors who attended the Nuwara Muskelia maternity and childcare meeting. The governor had incidentally attended the meeting uninvited. According to our correspondent in the area, many patients were inconvenienced due to the strike action. The World Health Organization informed the Health Ministry that by the year 2050, 64% of the country's population will develop diabetes.
The Health Ministry notes that currently 10% of the rural population and 15% of the urban population have developed diabetes. Out of this amount, 10 to 15% of school children have also been affected by diabetes. Due to this, the World Health Organization has called on the Ministry of Health to implement programs to control diabetes. The Health Ministry notes that the lack of exercise and busy work schedule related stress are factors in causing diabetes. The Health Ministry further said that annually between 500 to 600 diabetes patients have to amputate their legs.
Construction work on the third phase of the outer circular highway in Kegol commenced yesterday under the auspices of Project Minister of Ports and Highways Nirmala Kotalawala.
The function was held in Diegama Homagama to lay a foundation stone for a technical institute affiliated to the Moroto University. A distinguished gathering included Minister of Higher Education S.P. Sanayaka, Minister of Education Bandaru Gunawardana and Minister of Investment Promotion Lakshman Yapa Abewardana were also present at the occasion.
මාහිතන්නේ අධ්‍යාපනයේට ආයෝජනය වැඩියෙන්ම කළ යුතු කියලා අපි පිළිගන්නවා.
We accept the need for more investment in education. We also accept that investment should be made in a proper manner. Therefore, we are planning to bring in investors who are willing to invest in education. We were able to obtain permission to establish an institute affiliated to the Lancaster University in the Mirigam area. The BOI is in discussions with two other universities as well.
ඒ වගේම තවත් විශ්වවිද්‍යාල දෙකක් සමග සාකච්ඡා කරගෙන යන ආයෝජන මණ්ඩලය ලංකාවේ තවත් විශ්වවිද්‍යාල දෙකක් විදේශ විශ්වවිද්‍යාල දෙකක් අපි ඇති කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා. අපි විශ්වාස කරනවා මේ රටේ
We believe that we need to keep on strengthening the free education and higher education system in our country. Whatever people may say, we have no plans to privatize our higher education institutes or sell them. However, we have begun to induct foreign students into our universities. 5% of the student population will be foreign students who pay a sum of money. What we want to do is to improve the universities to international standards while our students are studying in it.
Construction work on the third phase of the outer circular highway in Kegol commenced yesterday under the auspices of Project Minister of Ports and Highways Nirmala Kothalawala.
Construction work on the outer circular highway is scheduled to be completed before the Independence Day celebrations next year. The issue of race is similar to cotton wool. If it is lit with a matchstick, it would catch fire immediately. Don't be fooled by it. Certain members of our clergy may have been drawn towards it. This is a serious issue. But I need to emphasize that we are not berating our clergy. Everyone knows that there was a concrete block that could be seen as you enter Colombo. Posters of politicians and musical shows were pasted on this block. Every time we pass this location, we used to think about the journey undertaken by Singapore and Malaysia in constructing highways and how we were unable to reach that level. That is why people who are capable of doing work should be leaders of the country. Freedom was won for the country and Prabhakaran's terrorism was defeated so that all of us could live freely.
The biannual inspection of the Borala Police was held this morning. The inspection was held under the auspices of SSP of Colombo South, Premalal Ranagala.
A short film to create awareness on criminal activities was also screened at the event.
The police කියනවා මේ බියෙන් සැකයෙන් තොරව කිසිවෙකුටත් අගතිය.
The police say that a society devoid of fear or terrorism should be created. The police is duty bound to create an atmosphere where people can live in peace. The police is vested with the duty of enforcing the law. Therefore, community policing will assist police officers.
එයාට තමයි අද ඊට පස්සේ දැන් ඒකට සහයෝගයට තමයි මේ ප්‍රජා පොලිස් කරණය බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා.
Reports have been emerging that parliamentarian Dayasiri Jayasekara will contest for the upcoming provincial council elections under the UPF etiquette. Newsfirst is conducting an opinion poll in this regard. Log on to www.newsfirst.lk and take part in this opinion poll. You can also take part in this poll by texting news space Y if your answer is yes and news space N if your answer is no to 7788. Having reached 3 figures in Sydney in the last fixture of the 2010 and 2011 series, Ian Bell joined Jack Hobbs, Wally Hammond and Chris Broad in scoring hundreds in 3 successive tests against the Australians. Ian Bell's 3rd century in consecutive Ashes led an England recovery on day 1 of the 2nd test at the Lords as the home side reached 289 for 7 at stumps.
It is, yeah. I mean, that's what I want to do. As much as I can. As I said, I've done it a little bit over the last couple of years now, so it's nice again to come out and do that. But the important thing is, like I said, trying to get as big a first innings score as we can, on a pretty good wicket. Yeah, absolutely incredible. I've only just found that out now, so it's a real honour to be, with those kind of names, and I suppose playing at Lords as well. It's a special place, when you can get your name on that honours board, and you go back in, and the lads have put the tape on with your name, and it's always an incredible place to, like I said, when you do well, it's like I said, it's really special. It's a real good day's Test cricket, real fight all the way through, and like I said, the important thing for us now is to try and win the first hour tomorrow morning against the new ball. The guys we've got coming in, if they're there for an hour, they're going to score at a decent rate. Like I said, and try and put as much pressure on Australia as possible.
In more sports news, Britain's Chris Froome again left rival Alberto Contador in his wake despite cracking on the 18th stage of the Tour de France that was won by Frenchman Christopher Riblin.
Froome, in a group of 3 chasing the leader riders, was clearly in trouble in the final 5 kilometers as he climbed the Algae Hues for the second time on the 172.5 kilometer stage. Froome, who earlier had a near miss when a child ran into his path on the final climb, sent the teammate Richie Porte back to the team car to fetch some food and drink, and the Australian nursed his team leader to the line. Luckily for Froome, for his rival contender had already paid the price for earlier attacks on the mountainous stage, and the Spaniard finished almost a minute behind the yellow jersey. The former tour champion is now 5 minutes 11 seconds behind Froome in the overall standings, with 3 stages left to race. Ribbland stage victory was France's first of this year's tour, celebrating its 100th edition.
And that's all the news we have for you right now. Join us again at 1:55 for the very latest. Have a pleasant day.
Hotline.